I enjoy Haze. She has a simple plan for winning games of Deadlock, and that plan is gun. And if that doesn't work, she uses more gun. It's basic, but it can be nice to play a character with a pretty simple, linear strength. It lets you focus on everything else going on in the game. I'm Symphoneers, and here's how I play Haze. Early game, I like to level up Haze's passive, Fixation, as fast as possible. It's her defining feature, and the thing that means she wins 1 versus 1 firefights as long as you avoid taking excessive damage from skill shots. So, early, one of her best ways to apply pressure to the enemy is to try and land a sleep dagger on them and follow up with some sustained fire, making any kind of return fire very costly for the opponent. In terms of actual items, she benefits a lot from close quarters and a basic magazine, both of which greatly improve her damage within her effective range. Rapid rounds can be an okay pickup, although I tend to pick it up mostly if I fall in behind. Otherwise, I'll try and save for more powerful weapon items. For early defense, I mostly favor sprint boots and ammo scavenger. They're just low cost, very consistently useful pickups. Mystic Reach and Extra Spirit are low priority pickups you shouldn't grab until later in the game, but Haze gets a surprising amount of utility out of spirit items, so they can be a good thing to grab once you feel like you have decent offense and defense. In the mid-game, I tend to grab Bullet Lifesteal since it's incredibly helpful for sustaining through fights as Haze, and it's one of her most uniformly useful 1300 soul pickups. Aside from that, I'll generally try to hold out for 3000 soul items, since they're such a power boost for Haze. The big one, in my opinion, is Tesla bullets, since they help with wave clear and the effect can trigger an additional time once you have Ricochet, Haze's best late game item by a mile. They make her ult absolutely devastating, give her good harass in prolonged team fights, and make her wave clear powerful enough that she can do things like clear out elite neutral camps in seconds, keeping the snowball rolling. If I'm not getting fed enough to afford Ricochet in one go, I'll tend to pick up Point Blank, Titanic Magazine, and Improved Spirit Armor. This is because Point Blank and Titanic Magazine are both damage items with bullet resist, so you can grab them and Spirit Armor to get well-rounded defenses while still building damage. Late game, I tend to grab kind of random spirit items to improve a bunch of Haze's utility and her ultimate, things like improved cooldown, duration, and so on. Aside from that, I mostly try to grab her 6200 soul luxury items like Leech, Lucky Shot, Glass Cannon, etc. Haze just scales so well with them, and she is good enough wave clear that farming for them is not generally an issue. Aside from items, this is also the part of the game where Smoke Bomb really comes online as a skill. One of the flashiest ways to use it is as a way to get a drop on the enemy team and to start an ult right in the middle of them. Although a lot of enemies will use any crowd control they have to try and stop a Haze ultimate, so delaying your ult and trying to bait out those abilities beforehand can be useful. Aside from that, the late game Smoke Bomb gives you a very powerful move speed boost and has a surprisingly long duration, so it can be helpful for just rotating around the map, backing up teammates, clearing out neutral camps, and etc. And I think that's more or less all my advice for playing Haze. You can grab my build in-game if you don't want to remember all the itemization stuff, and if you've enjoyed the video, liking, subscribing, and digging around in the description for even more ways to support the channel always helps a lot. I think I'll be trying to get one of these guides out for Mirage next week. He's been pretty hard to get games on though, so putting in the reps for a guide like this has been tricky. Anyway, thanks again for watching, have a wonderful day, bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.